Welcome, welcome. This is the day after. We're talking Duck sports. I know that the Ducks had their basketball game and they won pretty convincingly, scoring 92 points or something like that in their basketball game and winning by a lot. I didn't really have a chance to prepare that one or talk about that one at all. I did watch the game though. The Ducks played pretty well. Again, they limited their turnovers. I think they had five, which is pretty good. The Ducks basketball team been really good at handling the ball. But the reason we're here is to talk about this game, and that is the ASU Oregon game, which I did attend. So we'll talk about the game, talk about some of the other things, and then at the very end, if you want to stay, I put a little piece together of my trip to the Arizona State Stadium, which is beautiful, by the way. I think their stadium is, and its location is it's very impressive. It's like built into this mountain, into this rock bowl. It's just a very impressive stadium, very comfortable, very easy to get around in. But if you ever have a chance to go watch the game there, you really should. It's really nice. It's really nice. So, but with that though, we're going to talk about this game. Oregon goes down to the desert where they can struggle sometimes, but Dan Lanning had his guys prepared, and Oregon wins 49-13. We'll go ahead and take a look at stat page here. Oregon has 31 first downs to Arizona State's 20. The defense really showed up. I know that Arizona State isn't the greatest offense, but they do a lot of things that could kind of trip you up, and they've been able to score some points on some other teams. So for Dan Lanning's defense to shut them down like they did was pretty impressive. So Oregon was 3-9 in third down efficiency. That wasn't great, but it didn't seem to stop them. Of course, they go to fourth down and they went 3 of 4. They had 140 yards rushing, 463 passing, 600 yards total. No sacks allowed. Once again, I think Oregon leads the nation in least amount of sacks. There was interceptions thrown, but that was by Ty Thompson. Oregon didn't punt in the game. They had 5 penalties, which is a drastic change from their 8 or 9 the other day of 120 some yards. So much better executed game. If you take this game in two separate parts, take this game in the first half and take this game in the second half, Oregon was very different in the first half than they were second half. And I think most of that was because of they were getting a lot of other people into play, and it wasn't their normal starters. And so I think that's a lot of what that was. So if you look here, you have Bo Nix going for 24 of 29. That's what, 82% completion percentage. That's insane. He had 404 yards, 13.9 average. He had 6 TDs, and he literally only threw, I think, 3 passes in the second half, and that was right at the start of third quarter. And one of those, I think, was a touchdown that they called back for a penalty. So he would have had 7 touchdowns, but after that drive stalled, they brought in Ty Thompson for the rest of the game. And then you had Ty Thompson that threw the 1 pick, and then he had a touchdown. And Ty only had 59 yards, so out of that 463, that was Bo doing 404 yards mostly in the first half. And 6 TDs in the first half, that's pretty impressive for anybody, because if he would have played a full game, who knows what that could have been, especially as the defense starts getting tired and things. So, of course, Bucky Irving and Jordan James played a hell of a game, even though the rushing yards, they only had 100 between the two of them, but still 5.7 average and 5.3 average. Bo did most of his damage through the air. And if you look, you have Troy Franklin with 8 receptions, 128 yards, 16 average, 2 TDs, longest 45. Gary Bryant, 3 receptions, 82 yards, 27 average, 1 TD, and a huge 71 yard that he broke like 4 tackles getting to the end zone on his own. You have Tez Johnson, who gets 6 receptions for 80 yards, 13.3 average, 1 TD, 24 long. Patrick Herbert has 3 receptions for 2 touchdowns, 78 yards, and 26 average. And again, his touchdowns were after contact. So, I mean, what can you say? Bucky Irving catches a couple balls. Trayshawn Holden catches a couple. Casey Kelly, Darian Anderson, and Kyle Casper. 28 receptions overall, 463 yards, and 7 TDs total. That's a pretty impressive game for Oregon. So Camden Lewis becomes the all-time scorer at Oregon with this game with his extra points. Kickers usually are the highest scoring people of because of they score every single time a touchdown's done. And then you have Bucky Irving, who goes over 1,000 yards for his season. And then you have single season record for Troy Franklin in receiving yards. And then you have Bo Nix with 6 TDs in the first half today. Bo Nix has 64 total and not quite 2-year career. Just today, he passed Joey Harrington, Bill Musgrave, Kellen Clemens, and Danny O'Neill. That's insane to pass those guys in 2 seasons. And we'll go ahead and take a look at this. You have in a career in 2 seasons, you have Bo Nix sitting at number 5. He's 1,000 away from number 4, and he's 3,000 away from Marcus, who played an extra season, and Justin Herbert played 4 seasons. So just imagine if Bo Nix, had been here one more year, what his records could have been. Bo Nix sits at 4 and 5 for single season records, and he's going to pass his number 4, and he could pass number 3, but if he's averaging 300 or 400 yards, he's going to pass number 2, and he'll be at number 2 for a single season at the end of this year because they count bowl games and stuff like that. And then, and what's funny about this is he doesn't even rank in a single season game. That's amazing. Passing touchdowns, you have Bo sitting at number 4 with 2 seasons. He's 2 away from number 3, and he's quite a ways away from number 1 and 2, which is Marcus and Justin Herbert. But again, this is 2 seasons versus 3 and 4. If he had 30 more from another season, he would be right here, cresting number 1 and number 2. And that's pretty impressive. Single season, he has 35. Marcus had 42. That is within reach for him. So Bo Nix may be the single season touchdown person by the end of this game. It really depends on their next game against Oregon State. If he has, 4 against Oregon State, has, a couple against Washington in the Pac-12 title game, and then whatever bowl game, he'll be sitting at number 1. And then here he is at tied for number 2 for single game. And then he's also tied at number 1 for single game. He just missed in that last series. But that's pretty impressive company. Danny O'Neill, Joey Harrington, Darren Thomas, Marcus Mariota, Vernon Adams, Justin Herbert, and Bo Nix. That's a lot of guys with 6 touchdowns. Here's the thing is, Joey Harrington in 2000 scores 6 against Arizona State, and then Bo Nix in 2023, 23 years later, does the same thing against Arizona State. That's interesting. So, all right, so Bo Nix is up there, and then we're going to go down here, and we're going to look at career receptions. You have Troy Franklin sitting at number 8, 13 off for number 7. That's quite a ways. Of course, these are all 4-season guys, so if Troy Franklin does one more season, you can see where he's going to rank. Single season, you got Troy Franklin sitting at number 4 with receptions, and he is 9 away from number 1. I see him eclipsing that this year, so he'll also hold the single season. And then, or was that what this one was? Wasn't that what this one was? Is this not updated? Oh, that's receiving yards. Okay. And then single game, Troy Franklin's not even on here for a single game. That's pretty impressive, you know, to do all these things because all these other guys are on here. So, all right, receiving yards. You got Troy Franklin sitting at number 8 for receiving yards with his 3 years. And he is likely going to get to, I'm thinking he'll be somewhere around number 3 or number 4 by the end of this. I mean, if he gets another, so we got the Civil War game, that's 100 yards. You got Washington, could be 100 yards, so that's 200 yards. He's sitting at 25, so he could be somewhere around 4 or 5 right there by the end of this. Single season, he's at the top, 1,221 yards. Passing Dylan Mitchell, Josh Huff, Bob Newland, Sammy Parker, Jeffrey Mail, Pat Johnson, Demetrius Williams. Those are God tier level Oregon players. Single game, Troy Franklin's not on here for single game. Good Lord, you had some guys with 200-yard games. That's crazy. Not that he couldn't, but Oregon passes it around just too much. All right, receiving touchdowns. You got, receiving touchdowns. Troy Franklin's sitting at number 24, tied for number 1. He will definitely be number 1 by himself at the end of the year with only 3 seasons. That's super impressive. Christian McElmore, Keenan Howery, Jeffrey Mail, Josh Huff. If anybody knows anything about Oregon, they know all of those guys. Single season, Troy Franklin is already sitting by himself with receiving touchdowns at 13, and that's only going to get bigger. And then here's an interesting one: is you have Tez Johnson at 9. And they do it by tied for 10. So if he gets 1 more, he's up to number 4, and if he gets 2 more, then he's up to number 2, and that's in the same season. That's amazing for an Oregon team. That I don't think that's. If you look at this, that's not even anywhere close to ever happening before. That is awesome. Single game, you have Keenan Howery with 4, and those guys don't even on there. And that's just a testament to this team. It's a testament to what you have with this team as a whole. And Bo Nix, you have one of the most prolific offenses in Oregon history that you're watching right now in the pass game. I know the run game is still very sufficient and very efficient, and is still probably one of the best rushing situations Oregon had in a lot of years, but it's not the focal point. Right now, you're seeing the focal point be passing, and that's showing up. All right, so let's see here. Let's show, we got one highlight here. And I think this is Bo Nix's 6th touchdown. Boom, touchdown, lovely pass, catch. Tez Johnson gets number 6 to tie the record. All right. So with that was our Arizona trip. If you want to see the video of our trip, I'll go ahead and play that now. If not, thanks for joining us, and then we'll see you next week. But here you go. This is us at Buffalo Wild Wings. That dome in the background, that's the rock that the stadium's built in. You can see all the Oregon fans. I think there was an equal amount of Oregon fans as ASU fans there, if not more. Just right there, just on the other side of that rock.
Into Sun Devil Stadium. You excited?
Yeah!
This is the Twins' very first football game we ever took them to. And since it was close here in Arizona, we took them to that one.
Now we're here in our seats.
I know the portrait view is a little annoying, but I was putting some of this on Instagram, so sorry. Our seats were really great. They had nice hardbacks. Very comfortable seating. This stadium was really great. I really enjoyed it. And you can see all the green and yellow spread out everywhere. There's the team coming out onto the field. And look at all that green and yellow. They got tons of fireworks. It was pretty neat. The girls really enjoyed that. The first one scared them, that's for sure. The stadium at night is spectacular with their light shows and fireworks and stuff. It really is. Here's the kickoff, opening kickoff of the game. And like I said, our seats are really great. We were sitting row 27 on the 10-yard line. Here's Troy Franklin's touchdown catch. Yeah, he was right in front of me. He was really great. Girls eating their cotton candy. And then this is right before the end of the game. Oregon's kneeling down. And there's the team congratulating everybody and coming off the field. And again, thanks for watching this video. Very much appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment if you want. It always helps the algorithm, helps get this seen. And we got one more game. It's the Civil War before the Pac-12 tournament. So I guess we'll be doing another one next week. See Dan Lanning and Bo Nix over there on the left signing autographs. Bo Nix is almost the last one to come off the field. There's Bo Nix. Look at him, he's almost one of the last, he's one of the last guys off the field there. Giving the fans some appreciation. Beautiful stadium once again. Okay. with that, thank you so much. Hope you liked that. It was a great experience being over there at ASU. Everybody was really friendly. We didn't have any altercations or anything like that. Everybody was really nice. It's a great place to go watch a game if you ever get a chance. But with that, we are out of here. Much love, all. We will catch you next time.